Etalus has been out for about a week, and Rivals 2 just now got its first hotfix, bringing buffs to the character and a few small changes to everyone else in the game. Today's video is going to be a lot shorter than normal, but I just wanted to run through these patch notes to make sure that everyone in the community is up to date and knows what's going on with the character. To start, we have some general patch notes that apply to the entire game. Hard pressing left or right before performing an up or down special will no longer turn around that special. This input often led to unintentional reverse specials after performing certain actions, like releasing ledge by pressing backwards. I've had this problem a few times as Arcane where I might not want to turn on with my droplet, and I know a few friends who have had the same problem, so this is great to see fixed. Grabs will now whiff against opponents that are more than 2 meters above or below you. This prevents situations like Etalus up strong getting grabbed after shielding it on a platform. So I've seen this happen a few times actually. It's really funny looking, but it's definitely not intentional, so I'm glad this got patched out. There was also a bug fix where grabbing 3 opponents on the same frame would leave one of them in an unintended state. I don't know about this one, but it sounds kind of funny. It seems like a melee black hole type glitch where like the game kind of freaks out. Zetterburn did get a few changes. His aerial down special cancel window to fast fall has been buffed by about 13 frames it looks like. This is super awesome. I saw a lot of Zetterburns complaining about this and saying it was like so bad to recover, and I definitely did agree. His recovery felt like so much easier to kill if he had to go low with the down special. Raster's neutral special can now fast fall during the startup and looping active frames. This is something they changed last patch, and it felt really weird. I don't play Raster a ton, but he's probably the closest thing I have to a secondary, and I definitely did feel like this was a little bit strange feeling, where like the move just kind of changed some of the uses of it, and not really the recovery use of it, you know? Fleet's up special launch direction is now chosen 1 frame before the first launch active frame, instead of 1 frame after, which means that the launch direction won't change if you hit an opponent and then release your joystick. So that's pretty interesting. I guess that'll help like smooth out her recovery. I've seen a few people go backwards on accident with that, so I guess it's like super awesome. Arcane, they made it to where his forearm hurt boxes are shortened, so they don't stick down so low in his idle state. I guess this helps if Arcane's on a platform and then someone like swings below him. I've had a few times where like moves will clip my feet when they probably shouldn't hit me. And I've also had a few times where people will be on a platform above me, and then they'll hit me, and I'm definitely not, like, in their range, you know, like I'm below them on the ground, so I wonder if that's going to get addressed anytime soon. It doesn't happen very often, so I can't imagine that's a priority. Etalus did get a good amount of buffs, though, but before we talk about those, I did want to go up here and talk about the creator code stuff. So now, in the game, you can support your favorite Rivals creator with new creator codes, and we actually have one of these. They say that last week our creator program applications opened, and today we're pleased to announce the full program is live in-game. This means that you can now use your favorite content creators code, me, in shop and support them whenever you make a real money purchase. To use them, you're going to go up to the top of the screen. It's kind of blurred out up here, but you'll see it up here. Enter your favorite content creators code in the shop, and they'll earn 5%, and you'll get 5% of Ether bucks for yourself. It's a win-win. So basically, if you go up here and you type in code LASTSTOCK, no caps, no spaces, I'll put it here on screen in like post-production. If you type it in up there, you'll be able to support the channel, you'll get some extra Ether bucks, and I'll get a few dollars, a few cents maybe, to help out the channel and help out the events that we run. If you want to check out those events, I have a link in the Discord to them. Along with the creator code, there's also the special creator bundle. I actually already picked this up, it's super awesome. And I'll also get a 25% share instead of just a 5% share. It has this cool Excalibur Zetterburn skin that AlphaRad designed, and this cool Raster skin. The Raster skin was like one of my favorite skins in 1, so I'm like so excited that it's back. There's also like some cool icons of different creators as well, and I think y'all should definitely go check it out. Hopping back down to Etalus, however, we do see that Etalus did get a good amount of changes. These changes are pretty notable. They're not like changes like the other characters, like Arcane's forearm is a little bit shorter, but Etalus has like a lot, so let's go over all these. His roll speed is from 25.5 to 28, which is a pretty sizable increase in my opinion. His ledge roll speed is 2 units faster, and his get up roll speed is 2.5 units faster. No, that's 1.5. I'm a art major, I'm not a math major for a reason. They say these put a little more distance between him and his opponent, which is important since he's such a wide character. So this means that his roll isn't technically like faster frame data wise, I don't think, but it will like make it go further, like his physical speed is faster. They say forward air can now hitfall when armoring an attack. This unlocks a new option for Etalus while using Rising Forward Air against an incoming attack. I actually think this is really cool. Like, this kind of follows what I was saying in the past, where it's like, you give the character more utility, more resources, and not necessarily just like strictly number buffs, you know, like, you could do more with Etalus's Forward Air now that's not necessarily like hitting people or comboing with it, you know, you have more options now. They also say Forward Strong Hit 1 now has a front and a back hit. The front hit is much weaker, so opponents don't end up too far away for the second one to connect. They also say it will still not connect 100% consistently, but this should make it much less frustrating. I think this is kind of cool, where like they designed the move and the idea that it won't connect all the way. I do find it very frustrating whenever a move does not connect, but a move the size of Etalus F Strong, it's a little bit daunting, and I feel like it maybe shouldn't always connect for the health of the game, you know? Forward Strong final hit knockback is 7 plus 1.05, so they just adjusted it a little bit. It's a slight buff to its KO power since linking the final hit can be inconsistent. Down Strong Sour Spot knockback, and then it got these changes to the numbers, and they said this Sour Spot was extremely frustrating to land, especially when playing against wider characters, since it could hit them even if their center of mass was further away from Etalus's center. I think that's a really good change. I feel like the Down Strong Sour Spot was the worst feeling one to me. I almost wonder if they let the Down Strong Sour Spot like combo in some form, like if you hit the Sour Spot then you could land like another move. I feel like that'd be really hard to do, where it's like, then the sweet spot would have to be faster and then you could just like spam the move on with and it would be really strong. Armored Strong Attack Ice Shards will no longer scale damage with charge. If all 8 shards or fully charged strong attacks hit an opponent at once, it would deal 32%. This was only possible at a very specific spacing, but was overtuned regardless. I think this is kind of cool, like being able to do like huge damage if you get your spacing right, but also with how slow Etalus's strongs are, I wonder if that would even be possible to do like intentionally, you know? Like, it's a big commitment to use one of his strongs, and so I feel like maybe this was too high, but it's also like a cool feature nonetheless to like be able to land them all. They also say a bug fix to neutral special Sweet Spot now has priority over the Sour Spot, allowing it to hit on the second active frame. This is really cool. I saw a lot of people like jumping off stage and then landing Etalus's neutral special and it like not killing at all. And the opponent would be like at 100 something. It would be like, this should have probably killed, you know? So I'm very glad to see that the neutral special now has like more consistent sweet spotting. They also say neutral special Sour Spot knockback has been changed roughly. So it's now a little bit weaker at lower percents and it's stronger at higher percents, it looks like. They say the Sour Spot felt a little too weak for such a high startup attack. This change makes it stronger starting at 56%, so normally you're not really trying to kill with neutral special before 56, I don't think at least. I'm not an Etalus main truthfully, so I wouldn't know, but I don't really see them trying to kill with it before then, so this feels like a pretty good change. They also say up special can be air dodge cancelled after 2 frames of traveling if it was started from the ground. This allows Etalus to place ice on the ground with up special and then waveland on a platform above him. This is super great. In my Etalus guide, I actually was going to talk about this, but I found it to be a little bit clunky of an option. So seeing that they added it in to where you can do the up special, then land on the platform, or even just like swing at an opponent on a platform is awesome. Holding up plus special at the end of a light, medium hit stun will now buffer an up special the same way that it does at the end of heavy hit stun. Down special shockwave will no longer freeze teammates if team attack is turned off. Oh, that's an interesting... Yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't know it was doing that. But I also don't play with team attack turned off. This is also a really interesting change for the up special at the end of hit stun. It just makes it more consistent to buffer it, which will smooth out his recovery like quality of life wise, but not necessarily like distance wise, you know? The final change is the innermost hitbox of get up attack is now clamped to the gameplay plane. What does that mean? They say this prevents it from whiffing against opponents right in the middle of the attack. I guess this means like, because there's like a z-axis, right? So I guess like maybe the move was like moving onto the z-axis like ever so slightly, or like if the opponent's like standing position was a little bit weird. I'm not 100% sure about this one, so if anyone knows in the comments, let me know. But overall, these are really great changes to Etalus. They're really small and minuscule, which I think is great for a hotfix like this, because Etalus obviously hasn't been out very long, and I think a lot of people think he feels a little bit on the weaker end of the spectrum of characters, but he's definitely, like, still being figured out, you know, like, any new character will probably feel weak unless they're, like, absurdly overtuned at launch. So seeing, like, minimal changes like this is really cool, and I hope to see more changes to Etalus as the devs see it necessary. That's gonna wrap up this one, though. Remember to use creator code LASTSTOCK in the shop to help support the channel. We've got tons of events going on in the server, and you should definitely check that out. I've also got a full playlist of Rivals 2 content on screen, and I have a few videos that I think are really interesting coming out over the next few months, so you should definitely subscribe. Until those next ones though, I'll see you later. Bye for now.